Hey quilters, it's Kristen with ICStarsQuilting.com, and today we need to have a chat. Yeah, we do. So, I know about those piles in the corner of your sewing room. And I know about those projects that you started and you were super excited about when you started them. And then, I don't know, life happened and you quit working on them. That's where they sit now, isn't it? They still sit in like the corner of your room. I know about those. I know about those projects that you decided were too hard and you just didn't have the mental energy for it and it was too frustrating and you ripped out the seam like 900 times. You ripped out the seam so many times that like the fabric starts fraying and you're wondering, why in the world am I even wanting to be a quilter? I don't understand why this isn't working. I've tried a million times. I know about those projects, okay? I know that they sit in the corner of your sewing room. Some of you have them stashed in drawers, like they're out of sight, but they're not totally out of mind, right? I know about those. And I'm here to tell you today, it's okay. Because you know what? I have those projects too. Yeah, that's why I know that you have them, because we do a lot of the same things, okay? Our minds work the same, these creative brains, the brain of an artist, it works the same. You have projects that you get all excited about and you want to do it and you're amazing and like you're on fire, and then when it comes down to it, something else comes up and life just happens to you and you have to get to it. And I want to tell you that it's okay. It's okay. You're allowed to have multiple things going on at one time. You don't have to start one quilt and finish that entire quilt before you're allowed to start on the next one. You know why? Because nobody's the boss of you, okay? Not me, not, anybody else, not your quilt group, nobody else. If you decide you don't want to work on a project anymore, it's okay. I have a timeout corner, okay? I have a timeout space for my quilts, okay? When it is bothering me so bad and I can't get it right and I feel myself getting frustrated and I feel the joy being sucked out of my creativity time, it's time for that quilt project to go in the corner, okay? It's time for it to go away for a little while. Yeah, it is. Because I do this because it's what I love to do. I don't do this because I enjoy picking out seams. I don't do this because I enjoy feeling like I am less than worthy of a piece of fabric, right? If you need permission to set aside a project for a while, consider this me giving you permission, right? You don't need permission. The only person you need permission from is actually yourself. But if you would like somebody else to give you permission, there you go. You have permission to put that project aside, to take a deep breath, do whatever it is that makes you feel relaxed and happy and in your best creative mindset. Go and scroll through Pinterest. You may need a good cup of tea. You may enjoy the smell of some lavender oil, like I have lavender oil on my wrists because, you know why? Because stress, that's why. It just is it's immediately relaxing to me. So, do whatever it takes to get you in your nice relaxed state, because I don't think that we're meant to sit in here and be super frustrated while we're sewing. Now, there's some learning curves that you're gonna have to go through in your sewing career, right? There's some learning curves. There's a lot of things that you don't know how to do when you're first starting out, and there's gonna be a lot of moments where you're gonna be finding yourself searching Google or searching, this website right down here for some answers on how to do a specific task. If you get to the point where you're not inspired by a project anymore, there's no written rules in the quilting industry that says you have to finish it. So here's a couple ideas for you, okay? If you have a project that's been sitting in your timeout corner or just in your works in progress bin or wherever you have it, and it may feel like it's telling you failure. Look at all the money you spent on fabric. Look at all the money and time you spent on this pattern, okay? Look at all the time you spent cutting. Look at all the time you spent like working to get these blocks together, and you can't get it together. I mean, that's how my projects used to talk to me, okay? That's how I used to feel when I would walk into my office and I would see these projects that are half done, such as this one right here. And maybe such as this one right there. There's also this stack of fabric that I bought and had huge plans for, and it hasn't happened yet. I could look at that as money just wasted, you know? I think the goal with every single quilt that we make is we want it to be used. We want to turn it into something that can be used, not just something that can sit on the shelf. And in this state that my quilts are in right now, I have several quilt tops that are waiting to be quilted, and I just haven't had the time to get to it. They're just sitting there waiting for me. So I like to kind of change my way of thinking around that, and it's really been helping the last several months or so. And I look at that and I go, wow, if ever I need a baby quilt, wow, I've got one like right there that like I don't really have to work super hard to get it finished. I just have to quilt it. So if the moment comes up where, hey, somebody's gonna have a baby, I've got a quilt right here that's half done. I don't have to start from squares 1, okay? Or square 0, however you say it. I don't have to start from the very beginning. I've got one that's half done, okay? And if it's really bothering you that those quilts are out in the open, here's the thing. You can hide them. I know it's out of sight and it's not technically out of mind, but just having a nice clean slate really does help your mental energy and your mental space. So when you're sitting down to sew, you're not looking at like going, oh my gosh, look at all the projects that I have not finished and here I am starting another one, right? I want you to look at it and go, this is amazing. I am so blessed that I have the opportunity to sew and create and make beautiful things. You know, that's the energy that is most productive when you sit down to sew. Not, oh my gosh, look at this stuff. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I don't even know if this is gonna work out. You know, that's not the energy that you want when you sit down to sew. Sit down to sew with a clean slate, okay? A clean desk, a project that brings you joy to work on, okay? Another tidbit about my timeout corner that I was telling you about. If a project is giving me fits and I'm feeling really frustrated and that joy is being stolen from me while I'm working on that project, it goes in the timeout corner. You know what happens while it sits in the timeout corner? Nothing. No progress gets made on it. But when I have another project that gives me fits, I swap projects, okay? I swap projects. When I want to work on something else for a little while, I challenge myself, you know, probably 3 or 4 times a year, and some of you may have done that challenge with me. I'll link the post down below for my challenge and get your works in progress and your UFOs finished. I'll link that post down below. But some of you have done that challenge with me, and I will challenge myself to get as much off of that pile as I possibly can. But sometimes you'll run onto a quilt that is just, it doesn't inspire you anymore. You don't want to work on it. It's been sitting there for a year, 2 years, 10 years. Who knows how long it's been there, right? In those instances, when you feel it hanging over your head and you feel it like just weighing heavy on your heart and you're like, I really should have finished this. I can't believe I haven't finished it yet. I mean, what a terrible quilter am I. It's time for those projects to go. You know, you can find another home for them. Find a charity to donate your blocks to, okay? A lot of charities will take half-done quilts, okay? Quilting charities, not just like, you know, some random charity, but like a quilting charity who makes the quilts for like cancer patients or children's hospitals or, you know, somewhere like Project Linus. I'll link all of this down below too, the charities that I really, really love. Actually, side note, I think Project Linus likes finished quilts, not pieces of quilts. But there are charities out there that will take fabric, okay? They will take the fabric that you no longer want because they will turn it into something else amazing. And there are people out there whose gift is that in the world, okay? They take a project that is, you know, it's okay, and they'll turn it into something that is usable for somebody who really, really needs it. So think about that, okay? If you have a project that you have no interest in working on, it's just beyond you right now. Think about giving it to somebody who can use it. If you have a friend, if you have a quilt guild that you're in, you can bring up in your next meeting, hey, what if we did a fabric swap? What if we did a half-done projects swap, okay? See if anybody else wants it. If they want it, great. If they don't, it's okay, because you got your joy out of working on it in the very beginning. I mean, maybe your joy comes in finishing a quilt too, but if you're not gonna finish it, then there's no need for you to hang on to it forever. So that's another thing that I'm giving you permission for today. If you don't love it and you don't ever wanna work on it again, it's okay to let it go. Okay, a lot of us quilters just hold on to absolutely everything because one day we're gonna work on it, right? One day. I don't know that that's gonna happen for a lot of my quilts. You know, some of them I work on and some of them I finish and I absolutely love, and others I work on and I kind of lose inspiration. But you know, I can honestly say that I have not been quilting as long as some people out there have, but I'm pretty sure that I'm not gonna finish every single project that I start, and I'm okay with that, you know? I don't really wanna waste a lot of time or money, so I'm very careful when I select projects that I'm gonna work on, but I'm okay with not finishing absolutely everything to the highest degree of perfection, okay? So if perfectionism is your thing, girl, we are friends, because that's how I do it too. Like, I really want to be perfect at everything, but the truth is I can't be perfect at everything. And those projects that are half done, I'm not losing sleep over them anymore. And I don't think you should either. It's just, that's kind of like my take over the last few months is I'm not worrying about those projects that are half done anymore. Either they will get done or I will find another home for them. I'll find somebody else who can finish them up and who can love on them and turn them into something amazing, right? There's a lot of opportunities out there for creatives to come together and make something entirely new. You just kind of have to ask around a little bit. You don't have to have this picture perfect magazine ad joy while you're working on a quilt. But if it really, really starts to take away all of your joy, and this is not at the very first moment that something goes wrong, okay? Things are bound to go wrong in every project that you work on. It's just part of the gig, okay? That's part of any job, it's part of any passion. You're gonna have bumps and bruises along the way. But if a certain project is not bringing you any joy whatsoever, it's okay to let it go. So I hope that that was a message that you needed to hear. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts on this, because I'm really curious to see what other quilters are struggling with. You know, what is it that you struggle with on your projects that are half done? Why do you think that they aren't done? Is it because it doesn't bring you joy anymore? Is it just because there aren't enough hours in the day? Is it because you are a chronic project starter? Because you get super excited about things and then, like, once the newness wears off, you just kind of move on to the next one? You know, tell me what it is that keeps you from finishing every single project. I would love to know about it. For more tips, tricks, and tutorials for the modern quilter, please make sure that you subscribe, okay? Make sure that you hit that button down below to subscribe to my channel. It really makes a difference to me. It helps me know what content is really important to you. Also hit that like button down there, the little thumbs up. I love that button. It's my favorite button on YouTube. So make sure you hit that as well. I love these chats that I can have with you, and I'm so glad that I have the opportunity to just really be frank with you about stuff that just goes on behind the scenes while I'm quilting. If you have any other questions or topics that you would love to see me cover on this channel, put them in the comments down below or send me an email. You can visit my website and hit the contact form there. I look forward to talking to you very soon. Again, I'm Kristen with icystarsquilting.com. I hope that you have a wonderful, blessed day and that you enjoy some sewing time today. You know why? Because I think you need it. I think you need it, and I think I need some too. So that's what I'm gonna go do. I will see you next time. Bye.